Okay, hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Aminata Yarteh.
Okay, and what borough do you live in?
I currently live in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, so as a parent, why did you come to FPA Foundation today? What obstacles and challenges are you having with the child welfare system?
My case is a rare case. I've been a parent whose situation has been prolonged 4 years. Constant pattern of cases being called on me and my children. Instead of us being reunified, we're actually being separated. My children have been psychologically and emotionally affected, which has caused suffering and emotional struggles in my family. I am a person who used to work with an agency, family support. I have a master's degree. I've complied with every services that's necessary. However, I've not been given the opportunity to be provided with the services necessary. So when I saw your flyer posted up at a place in Harlem, I said, this is exactly what I need. I couldn't do it by myself. I need a support group that will allow me to be able to get the necessary connected and network with the right individuals who can actually help me.
What message would you like to share with the mayor and the ACS commissioner about your experience dealing with the child welfare system, with family courts, and with the foster care agencies and the group homes?
Well, based on my experience, I believe that a lot of parents are not being treated fairly. I believe, like myself, in my case, with a parent who does not drink, who does not smoke, who doesn't even have a social life, yet being antagonized, constant different changes of caseworkers. Yes, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I know that when you read on my case, there are many things that they've written, but documentation of different various workers, they have their own pre-assumptions. I believe that when parents come in, when workers come into parents' homes, they already judging you, thinking that you're a person of no caliber. However, in my case, because I've been on the other end of everything, what has happened is that I understand, my rights. I understand, to stand up for my children and to comply. And because when you comply, it makes things easier. Like myself, with being compliant with all the things that they've told me to do, whether it's getting a psychological evaluation and parenting classes, getting my children evaluated, running here, there, advocating, setting up meetings. I believe that my experience, I believe that mayor and other entities need to understand that the Administration for Children's Services are sabotaging families, meaning that they're not coming in, providing the services that's necessary. They're actually looking for a motive and intention, and they're conspiring in a supremacy of secrecy that most of us don't know about. And being educated and really being close-knitted with God, they don't even accept that when you say you have a counselor and it's your pastor. That's not, you're being judged, saying that that does not suffice their standards. And I believe in doing this process, being on the other end, and used to work with families who did not trust a worker like myself, and now being in the same shoes as them has become frustrating, and it has caused psychological, emotional, like I stated again from the start, it's caused a lot of damage into my family. Currently, my children are separated from me. A hospital is being overridden by ACS, just to have my child admitted into a hospital setting where my child does not really need, he never been on medication. And here they are, they had me, they forced me to sign a consent to have him medicated because they said he needed to stay focused. I think that's despicable. I think that, that's really violating my rights. I believe that, they need to really get into a system where they have checks and balances, where they are actually, checking out what workers are doing. I believe, just yesterday they were on the news stating that they're being attacked, but yet what we're being attacked, we as parents are being attacked. And I'm very upset. I'm not frustrated. I just needed a voice. I needed a group of people who will work with me. I'm willing to go out and be able to, because this is just beyond the physical aspect, but there's emotional, spiritual, psychological damages that this entity is doing to families, because workers are saying they're going to fight. I understand the goal is to, to make sure that the children are safe. But what about a parent like myself who practice safety of not smoking and drinking, yet I may have a lack of support system, because that's the reason why most of my case is on lack of supervision. Okay, so at the end of the day, I just need the mayor to really, Mr. De Blasio is his name, to look into the system, because they're having all these different, things on television, trying to protect them and seeing what what's not being done. However, what is being done to service the parents who have caliber, parents who are goal oriented, parents who are actually, who are educated, parents who do not mess with different things. So I believe that there has to be a voice for the parents, and this is why I've taken the step to want to be connected, and even just took a weekend job so that I can go to various council meetings, meet with the mayor, and take this further than just here, because this is more of a, believe me, this is more of a spiritual entity than it is a physical entity, and this is what's not being spoken about. Yes, it's not about religion, however, it's about a secrecy that no one knows about, and they need to be investigated.
What message would you like to share with other parents out there?
I want other parents to understand that, they have rights. They don't have to accept, what's being told to them. They have to sit down and make phone calls. Don't be in fear. Like this particular case that, right now is me, doing all the necessary, protocols to leave my child with a suitable individual registered under New York State, child care provider services, but because he was hearing, things about ACS and was in fear, so took my child to ACS. Now he could have been charged with, whatever allegations that someone may have called the state registry against, but because I'm a parent of not evil intentions and motives, I did not want to get him involved in any problems, but his fear was based on what other people are saying. So I need parents to not listen to what other people's experience are. Go based on your experience and have a lot of knowledge, and being able to contact the necessary persons, that can help you. And they're gonna, like myself, they're gonna read a lot of despicable things, negative things about me, but I don't want them to judge that, because when a person also have a master's degree, it tells you that there's some form of integrity and morals behind that individual. So I'm not better than other parents, because other parents may have not had that opportunity, but I raised my records state that I've raised a 16-year-old son, and from his very young adolescent stages all the way into his from his very infant stages into his adolescence and into his preteens, we were intact. Over the years we came through circumstances, and people, sometimes I didn't lose myself in the process. I've got strength, but 4 years ACS has been called at least 50 times, you understand, and they've had 7 different cases back to back. Every time one is finished, another one is coming up. So this is something wrong with that system. That system is failing me. It has failed my child, my bright son, who is a very good basketball player, who wants to be involved, who is not on drugs, who can be somebody of great, but yet because of our young black men being in prison, with so many of them being in prison, it starts from systems like this, with the foster care system. But I'm just a parent that's not giving up. I'm not giving up in fighting for my children. The ACS is not going to have the rights to take my children, and other parents need to get together as soon as possible and get into a big rally and protest, just like they did in civil rights, not to cause violence, but just to get together and let Washington DC and the president and the councilmen understand it, and really have the checks and balance system and fight and get ACS accountable when they enter into parents' homes, and not being judgmental. They believe that these things are being done, but a lot of them are putting up lies, and it is a spiritual entity, and they are going based on a different motive. And here, they want to, when you say things like that, they say you need mental evaluations. Yet I'm a parent that's very coherent. I'm a parent that's very competent, a parent that can speak to anyone and everyone. I've actually, I give free phones in the community. I encourage, motivate, help other individuals, even at my state of not having my children together, my family, even my, everything that's going on in my life. So I just want the world and people to understand what's going on in our society today, and the only way we can have change is being able to get together as a forum, getting together, having these discussions more on, it's not about religion, but maybe get the laws to be changed, going back into prayers into our schools, because that's what's needed, and so we can all get together and make a difference in our community.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your interview today.
You're welcome.